the show today, the Major League Baseball draft is coming on, and we'll tell you which Liberty Flames heard their names called.
And we bring you the story of a former Liberty kicker who isn't giving up on the game just yet. Plus, Matt and I have a little friendly fishing competition.
It's game on, and it starts right now. What is up? Welcome to Game On. Thanks so much for joining us this week. As always, he's Rhett, I'm Matt, and Bobby will be with us in just a moment.
Yeah, let's start this show off with some baseball. The Major League Baseball draft took place this past week. While it may not get the same national attention as the NBA or NFL draft receives, it definitely had our attention.
Yeah, some Liberty Flames hoping to hear their names called. Our Bobby Bolick all over this story. Bobby, give us the scoop.
That's right, Matt and Rhett. It was quite the week for the Liberty Baseball program as 4 Flames got to hear their name called during the MLB Draft this week. We heard from DJ Artis, Trey Todd, Jackson Birch, and Jack DeGroat. All were picked, giving them the opportunity to continue their baseball careers. Now, I got a chance to catch up with a few of them to see where they were and who they were with during that big moment. Center fielder DJ Artis is no stranger to the MLB Draft, being picked in the 40th round out of high school. He was hoping to hear his name called a little bit earlier this time.
It was different this time because I had done a lot more. You know, in high school, you know, it was like 4 or 5 scouts that show up and see me play, and this time it felt like every scout had seen me play, and I felt like I had made a name for myself in college. So I definitely felt like I had a better chance of going high, and it worked. So college worked out for me.
The North Carolina native was more than relieved when he heard he was picked in the 7th round by the Chicago Cubs.
It was a couple hours with my family and my friends, so it was very stressful, but when it finally happened, it was all worth it. It's a historic franchise. You know, they can develop talent, and I just can't wait to get started. You know, all the fan base, I've gotten a ton of followers already. Phone's been blowing up since it's happened still. I woke up this morning, all these texts, and it's just so real.
After having 2 standout seasons with the Flames, Artis completes his resume with numerous accolades, including several All-American honors and being nationally recognized as one of the most dynamic leadoff hitters in college baseball. He also had 2 pitchers drafted on Wednesday night, Jack DeGroat going in the 11th round to the Cleveland Indians, and Jackson Birch picked in the 29th round by the New York Yankees. And no surprise to hear, Liberty's catcher Trey Todd was also taken in the draft, picked in the 21st round by the LA Dodgers. But instead of finding out the traditional way, it would be his girlfriend who would break the news.
I was just playing NHL actually when I found out. Mary was actually the one who told me. I was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, you got drafted. And I was like, really? Like, by who? And then as all that's going on, my phone just starts buzzing in my ear.
For players to have their name called on draft night is a dream come true. Years of hard work finally pays off, thanks in part to the guidance and coaching they received during their time at Liberty University. Like
Coach Jackson, he does a great job of helping us. He cares more about how we are as men than how we are as baseball players. And I think that's helped me mature a lot and to realize the big picture.
I mean, Liberty's helped me a lot. I've matured a lot, you know, going to school, and definitely a lot of work in the weight room, and just helped me as a person at that school, and all the friends and the coaches and everything. It's just it's helped me out a lot. I would not be the ball player I am today. So.
Big congratulations to all 4 of them. But for Jack DeGroat, DJ Artis, and Trey Todd, they have some decisions to make, being that they could decline the offer and come back to play another year of college baseball. As we find out more, we'll continue to keep you updated. But for now, we wish them all the very best at such an exciting time in their careers.
Thank you, Bobby. Here's a little context on that DJ Artis pick. He goes in the 7th round, the 218th overall selection. That's the 7th highest pick in Liberty baseball history. Now, he's in pretty good company on this list, most notably 2 of the top 3 guys, Sid Bream and Lee Guterman, who played a combined 23 years in the big leagues. Well, from the diamond to the links, the U.S. Open is the second of golf's 4 majors. takes place next weekend. And this year, for the very first time, there will be a Liberty golfer in the field. Mickey DeMorat just finished his senior season with the Flames, and now he's headed to the 118th U.S. Open Championship after earning a spot at a qualifying event in Maryland. DeMorat had to go to a 3-man playoff to secure the final spot in the tourney. He would do so, and now will get the chance to play at Shinnecock Hills Golf Club next weekend with the best golfers in the world.
Well, turning our attention to football, former Liberty kicker John Lunsford seemed to be destined to make it to the NFL. His combination of a powerful leg and being clutch in the right moments were hard to miss. Those attributes, though, seemed as if they wouldn't be enough to keep John playing professional football, as his days in the sport seemed over. But God had other plans.
There's the snap, ball down, kick on the way, it's floating up and hits it, he hit the cross.
Following a storied career at Liberty University, kicker John Lunsford spent much of 2016 and 17 pursuing a career in the NFL. That journey landed him with the 49ers, the Buccaneers, and lastly, with the Seattle Seahawks. And it was after his release from Seattle that John found himself at the point of giving up the sport altogether.
I did have those moments, and I actually even threw away my cleats. Physically, like I threw them in the trash. You know, I was kind of done. I really had, the passion was there, but the drive to continue to train and to live that lifestyle it's draining, physically, emotionally, spiritually. A lot of family conflicts. So I made that decision to kind of be done.
After failing to make an NFL roster, John found an opportunity with his former trainer, Brandon Kornblue, shifting his focus from his playing career to now training young kickers finding their way in the sport.
I don't think there's really like words that you can describe like seeing a guy that you've trained or have trained get a scholarship or get a preferred walk-on or get offers. Or, you know, see them post on social media that, you know, oh, I got this official visit. And they're kickers or they're punters or they're snappers. And, you know, not a lot of guys, you know, get that recognition. But when you're a part of it, there's really no words to describe it.
As he settled into his new role of coaching, John's kicking days weren't over just yet. Months after throwing away his cleats, John received a phone call, reopening the door he thought might be shut forever.
This afternoon, the Tarpons will have a Sunday matinee at the RP Funding Center as they host the Austin Wild. Good afternoon, everyone. Glad to have you along for Tarpons football on this Sunday afternoon. Changes in the air indeed for the Tarpons.
And then Brandon gets a call on a Tuesday afternoon while we're at work, and he's like, I need a kicker this weekend in Atlanta. And but they play on Saturday. So Brandon was like, John, are you ready to play? And I said, yeah, let's do it. Our first game was in Atlanta, and I remember just couldn't really take it emotionally. I had to remove myself from the locker room. I even called my dad, and you know, I've never done that before. I've never had that kind of emotion go through me before. And if I did, I wouldn't let myself feel that because I had to, you know, I had to stay focused. You know, I had to do what I need to do. But went out, had a good game. But a whole lot of emotions in that. Originally, it was just to play the one game in Atlanta. But then the next week came around and, you know, lo and behold, I'm in blue again.
As John continues to climb back into the world of pro football, he keeps with him a fresh perspective, one that focuses on his family and ultimately following God's plan for his life.
Really just focus on my family right now. Both my daughters, Aubrey and Haley, they'll actually see me play for the first time, so it's going to be a very special day. But I love football, and in my life, I have seen that, you know, sometimes I act too quickly, and God works in ways to where He shows me I'm not done with you yet. So you can think you're done, but I'm not done with you yet, and that's kind of been my story. There have been a lot of times where I've made decisions based off of just, you know, facts and not prayer. That's kind of been something that's been a part of my life. And so being done for that amount of time, I think God allowed it to happen for that long to be like, you know, fine, you can do this on your own, go ahead, but my plan is bigger than yours, it's better than yours, and you're gonna come out more blessed, happier. And so it's very evident that God is not done with me yet. You know, like I said, I don't know if the NFL is gonna happen again, or the CFL, or if I stay with them for 20 or so years. But I know he's not done with me yet, because there's no way that I'd be here if it was on my own doing.
You know what, we saw John compete for a large part of his collegiate career. Yeah. It's great to see him enjoying the game again, but on top of that, it's great to see him pay it forward, investing in the lives of young kickers, and it's a difficult job. Like being a kicker, so much pressure involved with that.
When you talk about pressure, you think about him trying out for these NFL teams.
Oh, yeah.
They don't carry multiple kickers. You know, you're not talking about like a linebacker where you may carry, 4 or 5 guys, maybe you'll play on special teams, there's a spot for you. A lot of these teams, they just carry the one kicker, so it's hard to break into the NFL. Certainly a lot of pressure with every workout, with every tryout, but good to see him kind of find that perspective now. And you talk about working with young kids. He has such a unique perspective that now he can pass on to them. So valuable, and hopefully he's making a difference in a lot of people's lives because of it.
Absolutely great to see.
All right, well, we shift gears now to women's hoops. The Lady Flames are coming off a Big South championship and an NCAA tournament appearance, but they continue to add pieces to their already talented roster. This week, Liberty announced the signing of Malat Cissé, a standout guard from Sweden. Now, she helped lead her team to the Swedish U15 and U16 championships, and the scouting report on her, she's an athletic guard who can really shoot the rock, much like Bobby Bolick. Cissé joins an already talented group of incoming freshmen. The other 3 girls all feature a little more height. Maya McMillan out of Texas, Lizzie Moore from California, and continuing with Liberty's history of players from overseas, they had a young lady from New Zealand in Amy West. This group will join the Lady Flames next year as they look to make a splash in their inaugural season in the A-Sun Conference. But when we come back, see how a ministry in Charlotte helped change the direction of one Liberty soccer player.
And I hope you don't get seasick, because Matt and I are heading out to the open waters when Game On returns. there, friends. Welcome back to the show. You know, we all naturally have the inclination to search for purpose in life. For some, they try to find that purpose in money, friends, or even in a sport. Liberty soccer player Shaloms Story experienced a similar time in his life before ministry in Charlotte helped point him to the one who gives us true purpose.
Every Thursday night in East Charlotte, where crime and gang violence are a daily reality, the sound of these children worshiping God fills the streets. This is 17 Ministries, a place designed specifically to help immigrant and refugee families get back on their feet. One of the lives this ministry has touched is that of Shaloms Story, a defender for Liberty Soccer. But his story starts far away from America. It starts in the African nation of Togo. Shalom's mother was already in the States, working so that her family could later join her. But just 1 month before Shalom, his father and siblings were to make the trip to reunite their family, the unexpected would happen.
It was tough. Yeah, I wasn't there. I was here. They there by themselves, and the only side of a parent they have is their dad, and he was gone.
I was excited because I was gonna go meet my mom, and a month before we're about to leave, my father passed away. He was my role model, the person that I looked up to the most. And for that to be taken away from you, it was having a hole in your heart just being ripped out.
As Shalom and his family started their lives in America, more challenges were to come. Struggling to fit in his new country, he would turn to bad influences to fill the void in his life.
The piece that was taken out because he was gone, I struggled for most of my life to figure out what was going to replace it. And I started to follow the wrong crowd. But I just thought it was who I was supposed to be, that when you come to America, that when no one cares for you, that your only resort was to follow the crowd, was to follow the gangsters that lived in the apartment complexes, and to just seek out whoever was there for you.
One part of the 17 mission is its thriving soccer ministry and club teams. And it would be the game of soccer that would help introduce Shalom to the founder of 17, a man named David Garrett.
We knew that there was a local high school, and we knew that there were guys getting shot in that high school, that the dropout rate was high, and we felt like God was calling us to go in there. And so that was the year that we met Shalom, was during tryouts. He came with his mom as a young, skinny kid that you could see a little something there, but there wasn't anything great.
And he messaged me and he told me, hey, I really want you to come to 17 and I want you to experience something different. When I came here, the love that was spread around this whole place, around this complex, was just unbelievable.
Being a part of 17 showed Shalom that he was loved, and after everything he'd been through, that God had been with him all along.
And I didn't have to go anywhere else to search for him, because there he was. He was with me when we got the opportunity to come to America, when we received that visa to come to America. He was with me when I struggled the most to learn English. He was with me when my father passed away, when my friends were being arrested. He was with me through all these times, and he was protecting me. And that's when I realized that my life belonged to him, and that his love, his agape love for me, was something that I could never find anywhere else but only through him.
What makes 17 Soccer different is their passion for sharing the gospel with their opponents. Shalom, at the time still with a thick accent, felt shy about sharing. It was then that he made a deep connection with the name of the ministry, which is rooted in the scripture, Jeremiah 1:1-7.
17, what it really stands for, comes from the word of Jeremiah, verse 1-7. That he just gave him all these excuses of why he couldn't do what God chose him to do. And God looked back at Jeremiah and just told him that, don't ever say those words to me, because before you were ever formed in your mother's womb, I knew you, and I set you apart from every other person on this earth. And soccer was something that was given to me, a gift by God, and it was my gift back to God to use it to spread His word.
As Shalom's faith grew, so did his skill on the field. He began to receive scholarship offers and eventually chose Liberty University. As a freshman, Shalom would make an immediate impact. He started half of the team's games and was a key contributor on defense. But his biggest contribution came as a surprise to Coach Alder, and it came after his first game.
So I'll never forget it. We're playing our first game of the year here at Howard. And so after the game, we bring the Howard guys in, and I'm sharing John 3:16. We're like, guys, these are 25 words that can change your life. And then all of a sudden, I feel a tap on my shoulder. I'm like, who's tapping me on the shoulder? So I look, and here's this freshman standing next to me, Shalom, and he's like, Coach, can I say something? I'm like, sure, Shalom. And next thing you know it, I'm just standing there listening to this freshman, this 17-year-old freshman, he's 17 years old, tapping me on the shoulder saying, let me tell these guys about Jesus. And so for me, it was a great, great thing to see this kid who had just gotten here, but he understood the gift that he had, but he wanted to share that gift with somebody else.
It's impossible to know what the future holds, and in athletics, success can be fleeting. But regardless, Shalom looks ahead with a smile, knowing he's playing for an audience of one.
For me, I know that when I'm on the field, that I'm representing God, and He's what I stand for when I'm on the field. And so when I play, yeah, I'm happy just as much as I can be, because I'm not only doing what I love, but I'm doing it for a person that loves me unconditionally. And so each time I play, it's just a chance for me to show God that I'm one of His disciples, and that whatever I do is for His glory.
When we come back, get your bait and tackle ready, because Matt and I are going fishing. You won't want to miss it. Game On is coming right back.
How do you ignite a dream? With a spark, a passion. Then you fuel it with sweat, grit, and late nights.
The 19-year-old racing career started on a computer. William Byron wins it Indy. William Byron is Xfinity Series champion.
The challenge was real. The competition was real. Now the dream is real.
Since 1971, Liberty's had one mission: training champions for Christ. Our standard is excellence with integrity, and we want to equip you with the resources you need to achieve your personal and career goals. We, the business leaders, entrepreneurs, and visionaries of Liberty University, are committed to becoming leaders of distinction, because we are men and women who want to serve others and change the world for Christ. You'll find opportunities for competitive fellowships while developing the business ethics, knowledge, and experience that top companies are looking for. Choose from over 50 degree programs such as business administration, marketing, and information technology. At Liberty, you'll become more than just an accountant, executive, or cybersecurity analyst. You'll become a champion for Christ.
Every athlete has a story. Why do they strive? What drives them? Are they just doing this for a game? Or is it about how this struggle changes them? We are here to ask those questions. We are here to tell that story. We are Game On.
Hey, welcome back to Game On. Bobby Bolig rejoins us now. Bobby, you know a thing or two about fishing, don't you?
Well, not being from the land of 10,000 lakes, you can say I know a few things.
Okay, well, Rhett and I recently got the tackle box together and gave it a go.
Yeah, we've been told that there's some trout out there in Liberty's Lake Hideaway, so we decided to hit the water looking for a big catch and some bragging rights.
Well, Rhett and I decided to come out here and have a little friendly competition, a fish-off here at Lake Hideaway, and one of us came dressed appropriately.
Clothes don't make the man, though, even though he looks pretty sharp. But here, let's get down to the rules of this competition. Winner will be first person who catches a fish. Loser has to cook the fish. So Matt better bring out the old lemon juice.
Is that the key?
Yeah,
yeah.
it is.
We shall see. It's about to get competitive. Let's go do some fishing.
Being experienced on the water, Rhett and I deftly maneuvered our fishing vessel to the most likely spot to snag a fish.
Game on!
It was then that we encountered our first setback.
Rhett, I have a feeling my reel isn't supposed to look like this.
It's not the non-tangle line, that's for sure.
No, I specifically asked for the non-tangle line, the wrinkle-free. I think they gave me a defective pull here.
After some stern words with the helpful staff,
sorry about that,
we were quickly back on the water, but our luck hadn't improved.
Right, come on, fish.
Definitely had a bite.
You know we're gonna hear about this from Bobby if we don't catch anything. Oh, I'm from the land of 10,000 lakes. Oh.
But at least it gave Rhett and I time to have some meaningful conversation.
What's your favorite kind of trout, Rhett? Mine's Mike.
Mike Trout, gotcha. I was gonna go speckled.
Eventually, we decided to see if we'd have better luck from the shore.
I've always wanted to go fishing with you.
Glad I can make this dream come true, Rhett.
Me too.
Despite the intense competition, our friendship remained strong.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
But as the day wore on, tensions began to flare.
Hope you know I have a little bit of experience in this sort of thing. Obviously from my outfit.
Yes, that shirt is. It's a nice blouse.
Yeah.
Warner, he's wearing that goofy hat. You can tell he's just a novice.
I think this is the first time he's ever fished. I think Rhett would feel more comfortable if this lake was frozen, huh?
You see his casts? Felt like his basketball shot.
I saw Rhett Googling what a trout looks like before he came out here today.
Minutes turned into hours that turned into more hours. There were some close calls.
Whoa. I think I got a big one. I got something big. I think I just caught a rock. Come on. Whoa! It's the life of a fisherman, right? Always the one that gets away. I swear it was that big.
But finally, just as we were about to call it quits, Rhett would get a bite.
Oh yeah. There we
go.
go.
You didn't.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You got one.
And with that, Rhett would claim the first ever Game On Fishing Championship.
Wow. Well, Rhett, you know what they say. Sometimes the fish are biting, sometimes they're just not that hungry.
That's
so
right.
that's the old fishing saying. But you know, fair's fair.
Yeah.
You caught the only fish, so I was forced to prepare it for you.
Right.
It's an old family recipe, Rhett. I hope you'll enjoy.
Thanks, Rick
There
Warner.
you go. Congrats on that. Take a big bite there. What was your favorite part today, Rhett? Is that right? Is that good? I made that homemade too from scratch. Not a big deal. It's been a lot of fun, Rhett.
Thank you.
Weren't very successful, but we had a good time, and it's all about the journey,
That's right.
not the destination.
That's true.
Thanks for coming along with us. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I have no idea why you called me Rick Warner.
I still have no idea.
That was odd.
I think I was so excited about that sandwich.
Bobby, you got left out. Maybe next time we should bring you along.
I think you guys get negative points for catching nothing, but.
I'll say one thing though, it was nice and quiet out there.
It was.
So that may be one of the
Awfully
reasons you
quiet,
weren't invited.
yeah.
I'm not sure. But
Nice hat.
hope you enjoyed that. As always, as we're about out of time, hit us up on social media at GameOnLU for more great stories like that.
Yeah, and check out our website as well, GameOnLU.com.
He's Rhett, she's Bobby, I'm Matt. Thanks so much for watching this week, and we'll see you right back here at Game On next time.